Welcome to today's video insight. This is another part of the How Does Thinking Work sub-series, and today I want to talk about a concept, or contrast a concept. It's source versus method. By default, we think associatively, and that's why default thinking uses sources to think about stuff and to solve things. So if we have a question, for example, we look for a source and then we associate the answer the source gives us with a question. It's just associated. And sometimes it works. So sometimes if you have a recipe or a teacher and he gives you correct information and it triggers the right stuff for you in your mind, then it can work if you are lucky and the context works for the specific source. But it works until it doesn't, and that's the problem. If we want to think about things and if we want to solve things in a reliable way and if we want to have inevitable success, we need to have a success method that always works. And associative thinking and this source-based thinking and problem solving is limited, and it doesn't always work. And that's why we need to have a method if we want to make sure that we succeed. We need to have the correct method for thinking and for answering questions. And that's today's video insight. We talked about that a lot in other videos, but the insight is this specific contrasting of the default source, source thinking and looking for a source. Also your own mind and yourself can be a source. If you think, I'm so awesome, I can do it, maybe not, maybe you need help in the context. And for me it was very eye-opening how some Christians, for example, they see their interpretation of the Bible as the truth source. Not all of them, but I encountered various people where I ran into that problem, where they had this source thinking that the Bible is God's word, and it somehow the source imprints truth into their mind, but they didn't see that, first of all, if it was really God's pure word and not something other people just wrote down, maybe they were inspired by God, but God would have needed to kill their free will more or less if he imposed the truth writing on them. But let's even say, okay, every word that was written in the Bible is correct and true. Then we deal with translations, and we deal with a transition over time where the word got. The question is it the original message even? But even if it was, and even if the translation is correct, then your mind interprets the word. Even I think the Bible isn't that the most obvious example with the Pharisees and the scribes. They had Jesus in front of them, telling them the truth directly, and they went in the opposite direction. So that shows that the source, the pure source, Jesus, you can have the purest source, but if you don't have a method to check your own ideas that mix in with the source, then you can be screwed. You can have the purest source, but it doesn't help if you don't have the right method to discern. The example of Jesus shows that truth cannot just be imprinted in our mind by a source. We need to do something. We need to interact. And that's the method part. We need to have a method to build up knowledge correctly. And that was today's video insight. I see you in the next ones. We will talk more about the method and how to build correct knowledge. Bye bye.